This week we'll be going over the Lunatic achievement in Outlast. This one is for completing the entire game in insane mode. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so we are going to be doing our insanity playthrough of Outlast, because we've got the achievement to complete the game on insane mode. And of course, insane mode means maximum difficulty and no checkpoints. So insane is basically the same as nightmare, but instead of you having some checkpoints to use, you have none. If you die, everything gets reset. You go from the beginning and have to get back at it. So basically, it's like hardcore mode, permadeath mode, honor mode, Iron Man mode, however you know it from other games. So we're gonna do that, and I'm probably gonna do like a post playthrough commentary, because trying to do that during the game when you're dialed in, trying not to die from all the big, crazy, insane boys, it's gonna be hard. So we'll probably start this, and then we'll go to future me to do commentary on all this shit. I'm also probably going to skip any cutscenes just to save time on the video, because there's no reason to go through those. Okay, so once you can finally actually start moving, we're basically just going to sprint through the door and get into the actual asylum. Now, the things with doing this insane run, a lot of the enemies are going to be able to one-shot you, so you cannot get hit. There's going to be a lot of parts where there are different options on how you can get through it. I'm just going to kind of go what I think is probably the best way. There's probably some secret ways that are better. But at least the way that I went, you can consistently do this and not die. There's some kind of hard areas where maybe you'll have to try a couple of times. I'll kind of let you know where I died on my run. This beginning part, super easy. You're just running through the normal way, going through each door, going through these little squeeze gaps. If you have to go through the game a couple of times, you'll have this path down the same way that I did. There's nothing that could possibly kill you in this little intro area. Dropping down here, we are gonna have this dark room. I'd also recommend that you turn up your brightness and gain and whatnot to try to make it a little bit easier, because the other part with this is that you're only going to have 2 batteries, or a maximum of 2 batteries for your camera. Now right here, big boy's gonna call us his pig, throw us down here, and then skipping that cutscene, once we get back up, we're going to run over to the left through the computer room and get that key card. And again, there's not really anything that could hurt you at this point. We are going to come back to a jump scare in a second with that guy, but for now, we just sprint all the way back here. But yeah, we have 2 maximum batteries on our camera, so you're going to avoid actually using the night vision for the most part. That's why it's probably best to have your brightness and gain turned up, maybe even on your monitor, if that makes it easier. Here's the jump scare parts. Oh, spooky. Melty man, get off me, dude. And then as we get back through here, we're going to run over to the security room on the other side of the place. And we're going to come up to the first part, where you theoretically could die, but it's very easy to get around, so we should have no issues. Use the key on the security door. We come over to the computer, and of course, we start doing this, and in a second, we have the dude cut power, and then we're gonna have to hide. So he does that, and then we immediately need to get into this left locker. We're gonna chill here for a second and wait for the big boy to come back. Now I think on this run I kind of go a little bit late on this. Basically, as soon as he gets right there, you bolt, you go. I wait longer than I need to. If you go as soon as he turns around and looks at the screen, you can make it out without him even seeing you. But if you wait until he opens the locker like I did, he'll see you, he'll chase you. You just run down the stairs and into this little side room. Now you're safe. But we're going to move on to another possibly hard part. Now the only difference with the enemy that's back here, as you run in, I think the best way to do it is to go over to the right, to the first door. You go in here, you hit the button, then immediately run out and go to the next right door, and you'll hit the next pump button. Then as soon as you hit that, you got to get under this bed, cut the lights off, because it's going to be kind of hard to see, but you can see him walk in a little bit. You saw him walk past just there. But you'll see him, yeah, right here he comes in. Wait until he leaves, and then we're going to run again. Don't use your night vision. No reason to do that. No reason to waste any batteries. But the thing with this dude, so they call these variants, where they're not the big boy and they're not like a big main character. These you can actually survive a hit from. We're still going to avoid getting hit. We run to the next right room. Take the first left, you'll jump over this, and at the end you take a right. And then we've got the actual lever down here. As soon as you hit this lever, again, you'll jump into the left locker. And then we're going to wait for him here. Again, you don't need to use night vision, you can see him walk past. And then after a second, we're going to see him move past us. Kind of takes him a little while to get down here though. As soon as he comes by, we're gonna sprint to go hit the actual button to turn the power back on. Man, he took forever. So you saw him walk past there. As soon as he opens that second locker, you sprint. And again, you're gonna take that first left into the hallway and then take the right down where the light is. I just kind of flash my night vision on and off so that I can see where I'm going to make sure I don't get stuck. Because these guys are going to be a lot faster than normal, so they're going to be able to catch you. As soon as you hit that button, you can sprint back over to the little gap that you squeeze through. Then we can go up the stairs and back to the security room. And then of course that's going to be the end of the administration block chapter. As soon as we start doing this, we get drugged. Oh boy, we're going to skip this one. So we will be in the prison block chapter now. This one isn't too bad either. I would say really the part where it starts to get a little iffy is once we get to the mail ward, then there's going to be some spots where you could die. But prison block still isn't too bad. Once this dude opens the door and you have to walk up to it for him to open the door. Jump down, go through this door, then we'll go through this gap. And over to the left, there's going to be 2 jumps that you go up. I don't know if I don't even use the night vision. You go up those 2 jumps, then at the end of that you turn around and you can see again. Then we'll be on the 2nd floor and we'll move across there. Now, I tend not to use my night vision basically at all because I think this is like my 6th run through this. So I had the beginning part down. If you need to, you can. I go through this and I have plenty of battery left, so if you use it a little more than I do, you're perfectly fine. So then outside of this thing, we can go ahead and run up the stairs. We're going to go up following the blood, of course. We'll see this guy. We'll jump right down here. And we'll open this door just to make it a little bit quicker. Turn back around and we will come over here. Now we have this first guy in this room beating stuff. He's not going to hurt you. But behind him, we can go get this other battery. And then we'll come all the way back here. He's going to be a problem later on, but not yet. We'll open this security door. Make sure this guy sees you before you start running. If you don't, he's just going to walk very slowly back here. You want him to hurry up. So go ahead and run back there to get him to come after you and just run. Hide under this bed. He'll come through. He'll look for you. Just chill out here, and we're basically just going to be listening for like a metal clanking sound. And once that happens, we know that he is leaving. So there's that door. I kind of sat for a second because I was taking a little bit of a break. But once that door goes, you can go ahead and run back up here. And this guy's still standing there. Go ahead and run all the way back. We're going to hit a button. And as soon as you hit this, go ahead and start running back. This guy's going to meet you in the hallway. You can take a hit from him, but if you jump past him, he's going to miss you. So, to be extra safe, you can just jump past as you're going past him, and you'll be fine. Then we will head back into this. And go out here, over to the left, and you're going to jump through this window and shimmy your way across to avoid those two guys. Now, one thing that you could do when you're trying to go through the insane run is do practice on Nightmare, because Nightmare is going to be the exact same thing, just you don't have permadeath. We're also going to take this first left, go all the way down the hall to grab this little key card, and then sprint back down there. This way we can get into the showers. Right around here we can go use that card, go in the showers. Here you're going to need your night vision, or at least I did. We take the right and run down here. At the first open window you jump through, shimmy your way across again. And then, way down here, we will finally get back in. But yeah, practicing on Nightmare could be a good idea just because it'll be the same difficulty without the headache of, oh, I have to restart as soon as I die. So then, another thing that I do a lot is opening doors that we're going to run through, just because it makes it quicker, makes it easier. So we're going to hit that button in this security room. Big boy's going to come. You just jump into the vent and go over to the right. So then we drop down and sprint through here. That's why I opened that door. You really don't need to. He's pretty slow. And then we're going to come down here to the pile of bodies. So this part could be a little difficult, but this is going to be the easiest way to get through this. Could be a little risky, but as soon as you get control, we're going to start sprinting up those stairs. It's just going to be right to your left. You'll jump over this, go up the stairs, and jump up to your right. And sprint down there. This dude's pretty fast. As soon as you start hopping over these, he's going to slow down a little bit. So you'll have time to go around. And then we take this left and another left. Go all the way down here to where we can squeeze through again. And then we just go over to the right. And I believe that's basically it on the prison block. Of course, you do your whole jumping up, climbing up all these stories, the platforming stuff. This dude jumps on you. But The rest of the prison block is pretty easy. We're gonna have some more stuff come up in the sewers, but shouldn't be too bad. I guess technically if you fall off on this third story, maybe you could die from that, but I mean, if you just go through it normally, you'll be fine. Now, right here, I don't use the night vision, but there's a little hole in the wall that you just kind of crawl through. One thing that you can do to make seeing in the dark a little bit easier is just get right up next to the wall, and you'll be able to see a little bit. So yeah, we drop down, then we go in here. I think I do the same thing here, where I just get really close to the wall because I know that we're going to be hugging the left side. And then you drop down. At this point, it's probably better just to use night vision for a second to get your bearings, because I just run into a bunch of walls here. Yeah, so you just look for that hole. Then you climb down. As soon as you drop down, you'll be able to see again from that light. And now we're in the sewers. So here, really we're just going to be running through for a little bit. Once you crawl through this, we're going to go down here and take a right. Now, as soon as you squeeze through here, this is going to be the next part where you could possibly die. We are going to sprint as fast as we can and take the right tunnel. And then take another right and go into this room on your left. Now, you're going to turn this valve and make sure you shut the door and then come back here on the right side behind the shelf. Now, you could go hide in one of the lockers, but there's a chance that he's going to open your locker and then you die. So the safe way to do this is to close the door and then come back here. You have to close the door, though. If he does not hear the door close, he'll come back here over to the shelf and just kill you there. But as long as you close the door, he's going to go check the locker. As soon as he opens the locker, we sprint out, and we're going to run over to the next valve. So you run through here. We go back to the main tunnel, and then you just take this straight across to the right, and there's a little thing to jump over. You could run around. I just run through this thing. He's not going to catch you. Honestly, I don't even think he sees you if you go at that timing. Of course, we squeeze through here on the right, and we have the next room with the next valve right here. And of course, he can't get you where this little shimmy squeeze area is, so we're good there. Now, even if he doesn't see you and doesn't chase you, as soon as you come to this little tunnel and get halfway through, he's going to spawn on your right. So go about halfway through and then wait. Now, at this point, it's kind of random on where he's actually going to go. Sometimes he'll start walking down to the end. Sometimes he'll walk over to the right. Try to listen for him to start walking around, because there's a chance that he just walks a little bit, turns around, and comes back. But as soon as he goes all the way around, you can sprint, and we're good to go. You can also try, if he walks all the way down the hall, to, like, follow him, but just be careful. If he starts chasing you, sprint and either get through that little squeeze area or into the tunnel. So, of course, once you get to the ladder, you're safe, you're good to go, and we will move on. Down here, you'll probably have to flash your night vision every once in a while. because gotta save on battery and also kind of have to see. Okay. So yeah, once you come up here, it's going to be a lot more running. A dude will flash a light at you, run over to the left, go down this. We do a lot of up and down in the sewers while we're going through here. And then of course take the left and we'll have a body drop, all that stuff. We are in the blood tunnel. A real nice area. And this whole area is not dangerous at all. They do some spooky sounds to try to get you scared. We'll go through a couple of curves in this very dark tunnel. Again, just kind of hugging the wall is a good way to be able to kind of make yourself see without being able to see with the way that the game works. We'll come up here. Now, this area does have a spot where you could get hit. I didn't really have any issues with it, but it sure did get my heart going. Because it's a very dark area, and it's hard to know how close he's getting. So up until this point, we're still good. We drop down here. Just kind of flash your light on and off as you're running through. And then at this point, when we go through that, you're going to see a little bit of a light off to the left, straight out ahead. That's where we're going. If you look carefully, you could see him kind of the outline of Big Boy's body. He's down here with us, so we're going to kind of go over to the left, try to shimmy our way around the edge, because he spawns in the middle, in between you and the exit. So essentially you just try to stay on the edge. You can hear him moving. At some point I might actually... Oh, I think I barely shined it at him. Once you start getting close, you might just sprint for it. It always made me nervous with him being here. But yeah, you just sprint, climb up that, try to avoid him. Staying on the outer edge is definitely the way to go there. And then we'll run up here, and pretty quickly, right here we have another variant that's going to come up. He's going to be running at you. Just use one of these little outside areas to loop around, and then you can sprint through. You're going to go the last door on the left, and then to the right, and you just start running around in this little route. Once you get down here, you're good. And we'll run through some more blood tunnels until we finally get up here to another spot where we're going to shimmy through over to the right. And then we're going to move up here to the male ward. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting part. There's going to be a lot of sprinting. Now, with these little boxes that you have to push to unblock doors, it's really 2 pushes that you need most of the time. So look, we've got 1 push, and then we've got 2 push. That's usually going to keep the, or that's usually going to uncover the door. I do a 3rd one here for whatever reason. Don't know why. Maybe it was needed, but usually it's 2. So then we're going to go under this and come up here to this vent. Now you're going to get chased a lot, and I'll try to kind of go through each step as we go through this just to kind of let you know what you need to do to keep yourself from getting hit. I don't actually know if these guys one-shot you. As soon as you drop through, they're going to start running over here. Of course, you do the 2 pushes on this crate. You can open the door. Now, I don't always close the door behind me, but closing the door behind you will buy you a little bit extra time. And then of course we're going to keep going, do the 2 push, open the door, and keep going. We're going to run to the left after you get through that one, jump over this, go into the blood room, and then at this point we're going to jump into the vent on the right. If you need a breather, go ahead and pause in that vent, and then go a little bit further. Turn to the left, go through here, jump through this little window way, and we'll loop around, jump over a desk again. Right here, look down when you're going to run up and jump, just to make sure you actually make it. That's a spot that could be tricky if you have issues kind of gauging the distance. So I just look at the ground as I'm running and make sure that I can actually get it. So then we'll climb up here, run through here. Pretty simple so far, you just keep sprinting. You'll jump over this, go through this door that's cracked. I kind of got hung up on that because the option to open it went away. Close the door to buy you an extra second, and then just start spamming to open this. At that point, you're good to go. Of course, now we've got this dude to worry about. We'll go ahead and skip to where you wake back up. Okay. So now we are really in the male ward. Technically, that previous spot was the male ward, but this is really where that chapter starts. Now, dealing with Traeger can be a little interesting. Honestly, it's not too bad, though. The way that I do it is kind of easy. I had no issues with this part at all. So, of course, we will come out here and talk to the dude that is strapped up to the bed. He lets us know that he was an executive, just like Traeger, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to go hide right here to the right of the door. Make sure you're kind of in the back hidden. You can lean out whenever Traeger opens it. But that dude's going to start screaming and trigger Traeger to come back in. Yep, so he starts getting loud. And then once that door opens and Traeger gets to that little pylon there, you're going to go ahead and run through. We're going to run over to the left down the hall and then take a right and come through here and go up the vent. And then once you drop down, you're going to want to go ahead and move this out of the way and open this door to the elevator. This we don't actually need to do yet, but it's going to make the next couple of parts so much easier. It honestly might be required, I don't know. We'll run through this left part into this other little hospital area and open this door. Now, if you turn back and get him to start chasing you, you can kind of shut doors and make your way through. You don't have to, though. I don't do that. The only thing that happens is once you start pushing this, it triggers him to spawn and start coming after you. You still have plenty of time to run down this hall, jump on this bed, and jump into the vent above you. Either way should be fine. I never had any issues doing it this way, but I've seen other people kind of look back in that first room, get him to start chasing, and then run through. That seems to be a little bit of a safer way, but I don't really care. So then we'll turn around and we'll go through these double doors. Jump through here and grab the key. Now, once we get the key, what we're going to do is jump back into this room and hide right behind the door. And our sneak is pretty high. We've been leveling that up quite a bit, so he's just going to walk right past us. He's going to think it's just the wind, and then we can just run back through this door. Jump through, and we can sprint to the elevator. If you have any issues with the placement of things, we got some signs there pointing us to the right direction. It's really just take a left and then another left, so it's not too bad. Of course, he comes down here to the next floor down and attacks us. It's just a cutscene though, so we're just chilling. Okay, so then we're going to jump up into the top of the elevator and jump back out. We'll run over to the right and down the stairs. Cut through this little gap right here. And of course, you might need to use your night vision through here. I kind of understand where everything is already, so I just run through it. We'll come up to this guy and go over to the left. This place is very, very dark, but you'll take this first right and then go through the door on the right, and now you're in a bathroom. We'll just kind of keep going through here, and this is the part where we're going to have the cafeteria. So normally you jump through that window on the left side, but if you run past it, we can come into this storage room that has another battery. Now I always grab this one just because it's out of the way. There's nothing that can hurt you there, so it's a free battery to grab, easy to get, all that stuff. And then we'll go through the burning cafeteria. And our next objective is going to be to turn on the sprinkler system. Now I would say that this sprinkler system area is probably the hardest part. At least it was for me. I think I died here twice trying to go through this. I had a couple of like random dumb deaths that did not make any sense. But once you run around here, you're going to go over to the right and go into the laundry room. And we'll come in here. If you sprint fast enough, Big Boy does not see you. We'll hit this little lever, and you're going to run all the way back here behind this little laundry basket crate. And what you can do is just sit behind it and lean out to look through that little crack in the door, and you can see that he's still standing there. He's going to kind of walk into that room, but he's not going to walk this far. Eventually, you're going to see him walk out. At least I think, yeah, there we go. So you'll see him walk out. And then as soon as he kind of walks around the corner, you can start creeping your way up. But we're going to take it real slow, because we do not want him turning back around. This part is still consistent, it's still easy. You should not have any issues at this point. But once we kind of get up to this door, kind of sit back and listen. At some point, he should move around the other side and start banging on a door. That's the point that we're going to sprint across, okay? So right now, we're still waiting. I think he kind of took his time on this run, because usually, whenever I came up to this door, he was already over there banging on the door. Okay. So right there, he's breaking down that door over to the right. So we're going to sprint across and into this back left corner. And it doesn't matter if he sees you or not, you're going to squeeze through here. You see him running up to me. But once we get through that, he cannot hit us, so we're good. We're going to hit this other lever, and then we have to make it back to where we originally came from. This is the part that can be kind of hard. So what I think is the way to do it is to kind of move quickly with this. So like fully stand up, sprint at this point. You might jump to get through that door. The first time I tried it, he caught me and killed me. But I found that jumping through it seemed to work fine for me. And you do have to hurry because he is right behind you as you get through this. And of course, once you get past that little squeeze point, you can kind of sit here and wait, because we do have to go back in there to hit one other thing. So he'll walk up. He's very frustrated. He can't catch this guy with a camera. As soon as he starts walking away, though, we can sneak our way back in there. Just make sure you give him enough time to actually get around the corner. And then we should be good to proceed. I still kind of take it slow just because I did not want to restart again. Like I said, I think this was, this might have only been my 4th or 5th time. Because I think I did like 3 tries, and then took a little break, and then got it done on the 2nd try later in the day. So yeah, we just need to go in this little room here. He's not coming yet, but once you hit that button, he's going to go ahead and start running towards you, so sprint your way to the left and go through this little squeeze area again. And at this point, we can go through to the right. I almost missed it there. And we can get through the cafeteria. This guy's gonna run around the corner. Doesn't matter, just keep going. No spooks today, boy. And then once you look at that, we're in the lobby. We've got the exit right here. Now, right outside, it's pitch black, but try to avoid using your camera as much as possible. Over to the left, you'll see a little bit of light under the door. Just run to that. And then leaving it straight across, you'll see that lit up doorway that's like a grate. You're gonna run to that. Outside here, pitch black the entire time. You're going to need your camera, but try to avoid using it in this beginning part. We'll go through this door. There's a ghost boy. It's gonna come up to you. You'll go up the ladder, and then we'll kind of shimmy our way across the roof. So you turn to the right, and we'll have a few jumps to do, a little bit of shimmying. We're gonna have a couple of spots that we have to avoid the big boy again, but it's really not too bad. There's one part that you can pretty easily die at, but you just kind of have to be patient, because it seems like it's so dark that he can't even see you. So as long as you don't get too close, you're pretty okay. So yeah, once we get over here, we're gonna jump over and climb up here. And this part, it's basically you just go straight across. If you hug one of the walls, you'll be able to do it. You'll go up these stairs, and we have a little bit further that we have to go. And then at this point is when we would drop down. Now, as soon as you drop down, you're going to just walk over to the right. Okay. Sprinting is probably not the way to go, because I think he's going to chase you. But he is standing right there in front of us. Take it slow, because you see him walking over to the right. He's going to kind of go that way, and then he's going to turn around and go off to the left into the middle. While he's going off to the left and hanging out in the middle, that's when we can go up here, jump on these pallets, and get out of here. Just careful, because my stuff was a little messed up trying to get up here. But yeah, you'll get up here. We'll do some more shimmying across the roof, or I guess first story balcony area. We'll get across this fence. And then once we are across the fence, that's when we can jump down again. Now, honestly, I think that first part was the harder part on the courtyard. So what we're going to do is, on this little gazebo type thing, just kind of go around it counterclockwise, and you'll see this little light. Just come up here. We're going to walk up a little bit, then he's going to come up, start running, and again, just go counterclockwise around the gazebo. He's going to chase you, and we will just run around and then go back up this little hallway and duck over to the right. You'll go through this little hole, and then we're safe. So then at this point, we're going to kind of go over to the right. We'll go through the fence and then just immediately take a left and we'll climb through the window. And that is it for the courtyard. At this point, we are going to move on to the female ward. Now, I think I've seen other people say that this is a pretty hard part to them. I didn't have a lot of issues here. You're just going to follow this pathway, running through, squeezing through, all that good stuff. We'll jump through this little hole in the wall with the table. So of course we come up here to this little elevator and stairs. We're going to go up to the next floor up. And we got the swinging light going around. We're going to take a left and go through here. Now you'll want to kind of go quickly. We're going to run through this. This is the fuse room. And then jump through that window and come back here. This is the first room we're going to hit up, so in here, we're going to grab this fuse. And then we're going to go ahead and hide under the bed. Don't close the door, because we want the variant that runs around here. We want him to come in so that we can kind of duck around behind him and run away. And of course, with this being a variant, we can take a hit from him without dying. So I go through this one pretty well. I don't take any hits. I've seen other people go through this and they do take hits. It's completely fine. You'll run out after he comes in, close the door so that you can buy yourself a little bit of time. You'll run back through, jump through the window, and go through the doorway this time. As soon as you go through the door, you'll go to the left and start running through the hallway. We're going to take a right for the first part. And over on the right side, there's like a little cubby in that hallway with another battery if you need to pick it up. And in this room at the end, we got this fuse. Now, sometimes he does not come this quickly. I've seen him not make it this fast before. So I don't know. The dude was sprinting to come after me. So what I did was I just ducked behind this desk, and once he got in, he was just kind of walking around, and I said, "Okay, I will start sprinting with you right there." And of course, the third and final fuse is just at the end of this hallway on the other side. So what I did was I grabbed it, and then I just used this guy with the little setup there as like a thing to run around, closed the door, and sprinted my way out. I'm sure you can find cleaner ways to do it. This part has a lot of different options because you can take a hit and still be fine. Alright, so then after you run out here, he's not going to be able to chase you anymore. But But we do have to go back into the fuse room. And as long as he's not over here, he's not going to care. You just walk up to the fuse box. We'll start snapping those fuses in. We can hit the button, and we're going to have to run back downstairs. So we'll go back there, and just kind of jump down to this next floor. Now, I forget that it's on that floor, so I run back down here, and then I say, oh wait, this is too far, and I go back. So yeah, it's on this, just one floor down, and you'll run over here to the right. There's some signs to tell you where the laundry room is. As soon as you grab this, as soon as you hit that button, start sprinting towards the elevator. Because at this point, we've got some boys that are going to come through. So you'll want to run, get upstairs, jump across, and then at that point you're safe again. But then we can unlock the door to go even further up. And jump across again, of course. And we've got another battery right there, sitting on the table. So yeah, there's plenty of batteries through here. You can use more than I have. You can also pick up more than I have. But, yeah. So we'll keep going through here. At this point, you're going to fall through the floor. We're going to see Ghost Boy again. And then we just climb back up on some beds. And we're coming up to a spot. See, right there, I did not need to have my night vision on for that long. I was draining battery. I just wasn't thinking about it. But, yeah, at this point, you go through, careful not to fall through again, because it just wastes time. You go through here. And you kind of wrap around the right side through this door. Follow the Ghost Boy some more. And then right here, we're going to have to kind of sprint through. We got these two boys. We got to run to the back right. This door. Jump across here, and then you're safe again. So that's a part that you could die, but it's such an easy. You just run past them over to the right, but go to the far back right door. And then we kind of shimmy our way across here. We're going to jump over here and drop our camera in a second. And then this next part is one that it could be useful to kind of do some practice runs. Just to get familiar with where you have to run to make sure you can do it quickly. Because there's going to be a lot of people running after you. You don't want to get caught. But if you just sprint through, you're fine. You just need to know the path beforehand. So basically, we're going to run through this way. There's a battery right here on the right. I think I grab it. Yeah, I go ahead and grab it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of run through the light areas and pick up our camera and then sprint back this pathway. Just make sure that you kind of have it down and memorize it. Really, it's from this point on, when we drop down, that you need to have it memorized. Past that, doesn't really matter. We can't get caught once we jump up there. That dude's gonna try to spook you a little bit. We're just gonna keep running this way to go pick up the camera. Now, I didn't have any issue kind of backtracking my way through this. But as soon as you grab the camera, I don't think I look at them, but there's a bunch of boys over to the left. Kind of got a glimpse of them. As soon as you pick up the camera, you gotta sprint your way back the way you just came. And realistically, you can kind of follow the lights. Now, once you get up here, you jump up the lockers and jump up here, and you're safe. You're good to go. They do not follow you up here. At this point, you don't have to sprint as hard. You just keep going. And then we are back to the room that we fell down in. We just climb back up here and proceed further. So yeah, then we will head over to the left, and we're going to move over to the administration block again. This is the return to administration block chapter. Now, right there, if you keep going forward, you could drop down and die there. So I just kind of hug the left side and go through that way. We're going to climb down under here, or squat down, I guess. And we're going to shimmy through this part. Now, as soon as we get through, we're going to have Big Boy come up here. Basically, you go through the third door on the left. It's kind of cracked open. There's a TV in here. You just go through this door, jump in the vent. I don't think he even saw us. If you go through quick enough, he won't even notice you're there. But really, once we get to the return to administration block, it's a very, very easy process to finish out the rest of the game. Honestly, it's just that male ward to female ward series of sections that you could actually die at. At this point, we're just moving through. We go through here on the left side. We got to go to the theater now. Come up the ladder. This part's very easy. There's just a little bit of, I guess, kind of platforming, essentially. There's one part where there's a, I believe it's a variant that comes through, but we don't even have to really look at it. It's essentially, it comes into the room and then we run out right behind it and go through. But you'll come down here, come up to the right, keep on going through, still going to the right. We're in the big theater now, so we'll just go straight to the back. And then wrap around and go up top, because we got to get that key to the stairs. I kind of took a minute to get up there. So you'll come up to this door. This guy will look at you, shake his head around, slam the door in your face, and you'll say, "Oh man, I gotta go the other way." Then he takes off running, and we will come out to the balcony and shimmy our way to the other one. Now this part, I tested out here. If you do fall down, you don't die. Because I always get a little mixed up here. I think, do I jump to the balcony or the window? It's not the window. That's how you fall down. Gotta run back through. You gotta jump from that ledge over to the balcony, and then you can climb right up. Which, I mean, it doesn't even hurt you. It's just a little bit of a waste of time there. Had to run back through a little bit. If I was speed running, that would have killed the run. But yeah, while that little movie plays down there, we're just going to walk over across this, jump over to the balcony, and grab that next key. And then as soon as we grab that key, we're going to jump off the balcony again. And I get kind of, well, okay, first off, I struggle to actually drop off the balcony. then we gotta head over to the exit door. I jumped off a little bit too far. I think I got stuck on the table there, and it kind of flung me off to the side. This dude's gonna break down the door and walk past. As soon as he walks past, you just sprint through, just hide to the side until then. At this point, that dude's gonna be blocking the door. You just unlock this one, go upstairs, and then we will, I forgot which door you're supposed to go through. By the time I got to this point, I just had to go through it one time. Because like I said, past the female ward, it's just a very, very easy time. So we'll come into this pretty cool looking room, and then come over to the left. We've got another little hallway. Got to go over to the left from here. Run all the way down to the crack in the wall, and we've got a section with a bunch of people in the dorms praying. You just run over to the left. We'll go through this door, out the window into the rain, and we kind of shimmy across. This is, you know, it's not the safest way to go about things. Trying to shimmy across it while it's raining. Probably would have slipped here, but you know, we'll go back in this window over here. And then we have a little cutscene area. We have our naked boys there holding the door open for us like the gentlemen they are. And then we just grab the key, and there's a little cutscene here that we will, of course, skip through because they're not going to let us through yet. So yeah, once the priest guy gets lit on fire, we can go ahead and go to the elevator. And I mean, at this point, you're thinking, man, I just got done with the whole game. Isn't that sweet? So you'll run over to the right, jump into the vent here. Now, as soon as you jump through the vent on the other side, we're going to have a little bit of another chase with Big Boy. So you'll drop down, you'll run to the right, go in this first door on your right to the bathroom, and just hide here, right here. Now, if he sees you, he's going to come in and he's going to start knocking on one of the bathroom stall doors. If he does that, once he starts opening that bathroom stall, you run out and run all the way down to where he just came from. Otherwise, chill and wait. You'll hear him knock or start beating down a door. So right there, we're going to go ahead and run out, back over to the left and down this hallway. And we're going to go all the way down to where he just came from, over to the left and through here. Definitely use your light there just to make sure you don't get stuck. And we jump up into the vent. Now, the way that I played it, he never saw me, so I wasn't really in any danger there. If he does see you, just sprint out there. As soon as you get in the vent, you're safe. And then, of course, we go over to the elevator and go down to the entrance. And there we go. We get to leave. JK, we have one more chapter to go through. So, moving on to the final chapter, we're at the underground lab. This one is super easy. You just have to be able to navigate a little bit and sprint. So this part, very chill. We're just gonna be running through a bunch of tunnels. We get to see this little scene that we saw a little security cam footage of, with all the cops getting, or I guess probably not cops, they're more like military or like SWAT team type shit. They all got destroyed by the wall rider. And we're just gonna keep running through these hallways. We have a little bit to go. And then up here at the end, we're going to kind of turn the corner. We're going to turn the corner one more time, look down here. As soon as the alarm starts going off, backtrack and run all the way back down. Because at this point, the wall rider is going to be chasing you. He is pretty fast, but as long as you sprint, you're good. Once we get up to this door, we're going to see... Oh no, it's Big Boy, and he caught us, but it's alright. It's just a cutscene. So yeah, once you get through that, you're going to sprint back down here. And take this door over to the left and talk to this guy. We're going to skip through this too because it takes a while. And then, of course, at the point that he starts telling you that you have to find Billy, murder him, all that good stuff. We're going to get... Yep. Got to kill him, all that good stuff. Door's going to open, and then we can run over to the left, and it'll be the first door on the left that we go through. They're going to run straight through. And down here at the end of the hallway, we're going to see the wall rider show back up. Just keep running past him. Go through the door. And keep sprinting through here. Cut through the left on these two cylindrical areas. And we're going to run up. And through here. Any of these little cleansing chamber detox things, any of those you'll be safe at least while you're in there. Then we're going to keep running out here. And then at this point we just have like one more area that we have to run through. And then we're good to go. So once you get to this last main room, we're going to go over to the right and hit the first little lever area. I think this one is a little valve that you have to turn. At this point, we're still good. He's not chasing us yet. There's a lot of running that you're going to have to do up here, but it's fine. We're almost at the end. You can taste that victory. You're going to turn the valve to do this first part. As soon as you turn it, start sprinting. Because the Mr. Wall Rider is coming for you. And there might be a way that you can jump over the railing or something, but if you just sprint, you're fine. I wouldn't even bother, because if you accidentally get stuck or something, that could cost you like an hour and a half of time. Just for one silly little mistake when you could have just ran through. So don't be trying anything crazy. But yeah, you'll just run back across onto the other side. He's still coming, so keep sprinting. He should not catch you unless you don't sprint the whole time. Just hold shift or whatever your sprint button is. And then we will come over to the left and go up the 7,000 flights of stairs. And this will take a lot longer than you feel like it should, but you just got to keep going. And keep going. We're almost to the top. Here we go. So then kind of take a second and make sure you hit this jump, because this is a pretty wide jump. And we're going to run over to the right through the blood tunnel. Mr. Wall Rider's going to be on our booties. And then here we go. Got another little safe spot. Now we can come up here. And we're going to pop this open and pull out that cable. And that cable. And that one, just to make sure that that life pod fails. And we're going to go back down and through this thing again. Now we are going to have to go ahead and backtrack. At this point, he's not chasing you. But right here, we're going to try to jump across, and boom, you don't make it because he grabs you. So we've got a little bit of cutscene action going on. Then he'll drop you down here, and we gotta sprint. Because now, he will be chasing you. But at this point, you have one last thing to do. You just have to get right here and hit this last button, and boom. We did it. There's nothing else that you're gonna die from at this point. Once you hit that last button, we're gonna go through this cutscene, don't worry about it. But at this point, we're good. We got the achievement. You just have to finish out this last little cutscene and a very slow walking part, but that is about it. And here we are, about at the end of this little cutscene. There we go. So then you can sprint, limp your way up the stairs and to the exit, and then we will get that. Now, I wish I would have counted how many tries it took. For me, it was either 4 or 5, possibly 6. I don't remember if there was any like early ones. I know there was like one that I don't remember how I died. I think it was the part where you hide behind the shelving. I didn't shut the door, and so he came right to me, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess he doesn't always check the locker then. And that was one of the dumb ones that I died from. But yeah, and then I think next week will be the DLC Insane Mode achievement. So we'll be doing the same thing, but with the DLC. To get that achievement, I don't remember what the actual name of that one is. But yeah, stay tuned for that and the rest of the horror game themed month of October. And then, of course, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know how many tries it takes you to get this achievement on Insane.